What's happening, everybody? Welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. It's your boy, GD, in this piece. That's not how we do things. Already saw that little mess up right there. It's all good. But I will turn this off. So I want to hear the music all day. So, what's happening, everyone? Welcome. Today, we got a couple things we want to talk about. We got some stuff in the news. We got Chris Hogan. You may not know who he is. He is a financial guru in the money space, and unfortunately, there's some things that's going on there with that and Ramsey Solutions, all kinds of stuff going on. We'll just talk briefly about that. We won't really get into it too deep, but we all know Bethesda is in the news because Microsoft went and bought them up, right? But we knew that this was going to come. There are going to be some games are going to be exclusive to anything that has the Xbox Game Pass. That's very important. That means PS5 is going to be missing out on a couple things. We also have Denuvo in the news. You don't know what Denuvo is. Denuvo is all about making sure that the developer and the publisher, their game doesn't get pirated and it doesn't get messed with in terms of cheating and stuff like that, but it's going to the PlayStation 5. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Roblox went ahead and went public. I guess they recently went public, but they went so public, they are making a bunch of money. Congratulations to them. And then there's a free game on Steam that you can get right now. I'll tell you exactly what game that is. So before we get into any of those things, go ahead and hit that like button on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button there. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what's going on, y'all. I believe if this is working right, you should be able to see the chat. So I'm even gonna mess around here and see if I can mess around here. So just put that in and see if I can see that in there. Yes. Perfect. It works there. I'm going to go over to YouTube to see if this is working. If that works, that's awesome too. Let me see. Come on now. Aha! Yes! Fantastic. A little bit of a delay. But I'm also noticing that the chat starts on top. It doesn't start on the bottom like I thought it was going to. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. We might as well pause that from playing. I don't like making adjustments on the fly, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So, no, we're not going to be doing all that. We're going to go back to the webcam. We ain't doing that right now. We ain't doing that right now. So, look at that. We're having some issues live, and that's cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having some issues on live. The last time I was on here, we had some problems, drop frames as you normally do, but I went into settings, I did some research, and apparently there is a function on OBS that may lower the bitrate on the fly, but in return, you get 0 dropped frames. So that is being put into the test right now as we speak. It will cause a slight delay if that is the case, but I rather would have that than to have drop frames, because drop frames ain't cool. It just ain't cool. So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and hit the news. Let's do that right now. All right. So, as I said before, you may not know this individual. This guy is Chris Hogan. He is the voice. I don't know if I should do this. I'm going to increase the bass dynamically. He's the voice. That's not good. I'm sorry. That's probably a very bad idea. But yeah, he's the voice. I consider him the voice of Ramsey Solutions. If you don't know who Ramsey Solutions is, that's, Dave Ramsey. He's this money guy. He's very good with money in terms of how to manage it, how to spend it, how to save it, how to invest it. There is a Christian tie to it too. I'm not going to get really too deep into that because there's a lot of stuff going on with that. But Chris Hogan is one of his Ramsey personalities. Dave Ramsey has a bunch of different people that is behind him, which, they can take all the roles for him. They all have their own shows. They can guest for him, like when he's out on the road doing shows and stuff like that. and like they have all their own perspectives. And Chris Hogan was very cool to me because one, he's African American. If you ain't noticed, I'm a little dark on the skin, so it's nice to have someone that I can relate to. He had that very low voice. Like he could shake a room with that voice. I'm telling you. But unfortunately, it appears that Chris Hogan is no longer with Ramsey anymore. Apparently, there are some personal things that he has done outside of the business, mind you, but it was just enough that it was unacceptable. It was a violation of Ramsey Solution policy, and it led to his departure with Ramsey Solutions. And so we'll go ahead and read what he had to say. It's very short. He also released a video. I don't have it on me right now, but this is what he had to say. Recently, it comes to light that I've done some things personally that are not in line with Ramsey Solutions, and as a result, I am no longer a member at Ramsey. I'm sorry for the harm that this has caused. That's pretty interesting. Like Ramsey's like he has a lot of policies that are Christian based, and again, that's fine. I'm not gonna get too deep in that. I did kind of look into this to see what's going on. Chris Hogan has some stuff that's going on the personal side of things, and out of respect, I will keep it real with you. I'm 100. I have a couple of his books. I actually went to one of his book signings and took a picture with him. I have it somewhere on social media. I have it in my phone somewhere, but maybe I'll add it if I decide to edit this and post it on YouTube separately. But he's had some things that's going on that I actually don't feel too comfortable talking about. If you really want to look into it, you can actually go ahead and look it up yourself. If you have a Twitter, you can go ahead and look this up. It's pretty easy to look for. It didn't take very long for me to find the information, but yeah, unfortunately, it resulted in his departure. Now, for me, when it comes to that and Ramsey Solutions, it kind of hurts because me personally, it's just another level of diversity that Ramsey has that's no longer with them. We're gonna go back to the webcam. And like now that he's gone, now what you have Chris. No, you don't have Chris anymore. He's gone. You have Dave Ramsey. He runs the show. You have his daughter, Rachel Cruz. You have Anthony O'Neill. He's another brother that I tend to follow, and he focuses more on people who are getting fresh out of high school, going into college, how you can make your life better in terms of the financial space there. Then you have Ken Coleman, and then you have Christy Wright, and then you have some other guy that he's fairly new. I don't know his name. I don't want to butcher it, but that's just one less person that kind of added to the diversity of the team. And that's just unfortunate because of personal things that he was doing outside of work that resulted in his termination. So me, honestly, I haven't been keeping up with Ramsey Solutions. It's just a lot of things that's going on over there that I'm not agreeing with right now. And I'm just going to leave it alone. I've actually deleted apps. I haven't watched or listened to the show. And like, he has issues, and I'm not going to get into it here on my show. I don't want to, have that issue. So if you wanted to learn more, again, just look it up. But at the end of the day, if you're having money issues, I highly recommend you check out briefly. But once you go, don't go too deep. There is some good information on that, and it is very useful. I'm not even going to lie. It is useful information. But yeah, if you need to get your money right, you need to check them out real quick and see what it's all about. All right. Might need to turn myself down just a tad. I know I'm hitting that orange, about to hit that red. We don't want to do that. So the next thing is about Bethesda. Bethesda is in the news, and as you know, and we're getting back to the gaming scene because this is a gaming channel, so we want to talk about some games. All right. So Bethesda is now with Xbox. Microsoft went and bought them up. Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft. And they had just announced not too long ago today that there are a lot of games that's coming out that's going to be Xbox Game Pass exclusive. So what does that mean? That means that those games, and we don't know exactly what games they are, but we're guessing, and this is just a guess. These are games like Starfield, if there's another Fallout game, Elder Scrolls 6. These games could potentially be exclusive to the Xbox brand, which that's not shocking to anybody. Let's keep that real. That's not shocking to anybody at all. What that does also mean is that it could potentially not be on the PlayStation 5, and that is going to be a big deal because there's a lot of people who love games like Fallout, that love Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, all those games. But, and to be clear, they will still work if they are currently compatible now with those platforms. They will continue to work on those platforms. They're not going to yank them off, and it's not going to be just for Xbox. They will still be supported on those platforms, and they will continue to support them if they need to. But let me just go ahead. We'll talk about what they have to say, and maybe we'll move on to the next topic. Here we go. All right, so your boy, Uncle Phil, well, not Uncle Phil, but Phil Spencer has confirmed that future Bethesda games will be exclusive to platforms where Game Pass exists. So, it could be on your television if it has that, your smartphone, anything where Game Pass exists. So, during the Bethesda's joint Xbox Roundtable, Spencer addressed speculation around whether the acquisition will see further Bethesda titles such as Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6 becoming Xbox exclusives. And this is what the boy had to say. If you're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is that this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. That's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building. It's got a notification. Don't know what that's all about, but we're gonna be going on silent. I'm gonna put that down, and we're gonna keep on going. What else did he say? Obviously, I can't sit here and say everything Bethesda games is exclusive, because we know that's not true. There are contractual obligations that we're going to see through, as we always do in every one of these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're gonna go support those games on those platforms that they're on. There are communities of players, and we love those communities, and we'll continue to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be things that have contractual things or legacy on different platforms that we'll go do. So, like they were saying, like games like Deathloop, I believe that's currently timed exclusive on the PlayStation 5. So they're not just gonna yank that. They're under contract. They can't just be like, well, sorry, nah, ain't happening. We're gonna take that from you. Yeah, they're just not gonna take Deathloop away from you. That's just gonna be something that they're gonna continue to support. And that's good. It'd be kind of stupid if they pulled that, then that's just gonna make Xbox look silly. Because it just is. But what are your thoughts on that? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about that. Maybe this is what I'll do. We will be right back before we talk about the next news article. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I had to take the chat off because nothing's really happening there right now. So there's no point in messing around with that. We get some people in the chat. People want to say what's up. Then we'll post it up on the stream, let y'all see what's happening, all that good activity that's going on. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next article. Now, Denuvo. Denuvo is in the news this week. You may know about Denuvo. If you're a PC gamer, you definitely know who Denuvo is. But the reason why Denuvo is in the news right now is because it has now been reported that Denuvo is with PlayStation 5. So if developers want, they can integrate Denuvo into the PlayStation 5 games. And what that is basically a software that prevents piracy, and they also have added anti-cheat software within Denuvo for PlayStation 5 games. So we're going to go ahead and read that real quick and we'll break it down. So Denuvo anti-cheat software has been added to the PlayStation 5 tools and middleware library. This allows developers greater access to add this anti-cheat software to their games, which will prevent hacking and modding. However, some fans have concerns about Denuvo. Now, I would figure why the issue is with Denuvo is if you have owned games on PC and there's a game like Doom Eternal where it actually caused a lot of problems. It caused a lot of performance issues. People were very upset. It got review bombed at some point due to this, but eventually they removed Denuvo from the game and it's no longer an issue now. So, like we were saying, it is a prevention of piracy of games, and then it also stops hackers from cheating in games. The PlayStation 5 only has anti-cheat functionality, which they wanted to make very, very clear. The developer says the number of PlayStation 5 titles that launched already used Denuvo, but they haven't told us exactly which games they are. So it's very, very interesting to learn when or if or whatever games were part of the Denuvo system. It'd be interesting to learn what games those are. But interestingly enough, people were talking about how games might get crippled in terms of performance because Denuvo has a history of not working very well with games, especially on PC. And so hopefully it doesn't do the same thing on PlayStation 5. And it is using just the anti-cheat functionality. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I'm always checking the chat, letting people know what's up. So yeah, welcome back in. Really appreciate you being in today. So the next section is Roblox. You know Roblox. I personally haven't played it, but they're making a lot of money over there right now. So much, in fact, they're able to pay mortgages off, which is great. That's so nice. They said they paid off their parents' mortgages, which is wonderful news. Fantastic. And so the biggest thing I wanted to talk about is this. Biggest thing I wanted to talk about when it came to Roblox is that it's already the world's largest user-generated game site, and its value rose 60% to, get this, $47 billion after its first day of trading on the New York Stock Exchange. So if you got money in there, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. And it's probably not a good idea to go in right now. You don't go in when the market's high. You go in when the market's low. That's always what you do when it comes to that. And then for me personally, I hold. I do not make all these random moves because that's just not good for your money. It just isn't. You don't want to take your money out when it's low. You sell it when it's high, when it's good. So good for them. They're doing all these big things. It said the firm recently said that more than 1,250 developers earned at least $10,000 in Robux, the platform's currency, which can be converted to cash, which I find very interesting. In 2020, only about 300 earned $100,000 or more. That's a lot of money. And all that just making video games. They're saying if you're the age of 10, you can make video games yourself. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to code, but maybe, who knows? Maybe that's something we'll do later on. Moving back to camp. The last thing I wanted to talk to y'all today about was Steam. Steam is hosting a weekend sale like they tend to do all the time. There's a decent game on there that you may want to pick up. It's free from now to March 15th at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure if you want to get a free game, you got a PC, you might as well pick this up. I'm actually going to pull up Steam right now this second so I can show y'all what we're talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Metro weekend deal. That's what's happening. This offer ends again March 15th at 11 a.m. So that's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just show you where this is. Deep Silver's doing something pretty cool. They have all these games on sale as is, but if you scroll to the bottom, you see Metro 2033. You can play free. So here's the it sounds like, oh, it's only for like the weekend. No, you can play it free and you get to keep it in your library. Now there is a exception. You can't get any trading cards for this, but if you're getting a game for free, who's complaining? Not me. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this right now. Well, nah, I won't install it right now, but it's that simple. All you gotta do, I don't know why I'm tripping right now. All you gotta do is you'll see it pop up right here, Metro deal. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Yes, you can. And just scroll down, and it's right there. You just click free, because that's great. It's free. And then once you have it in your library, it's yours. So isn't that cool? All right, so I'll hook y'all up with a free game. So remember, you have until the 15th of March, this coming Monday at 1 p.m. Make sure you get your free copy of Metro 2033 on PC. So I hope that was helpful. Now that we got all the news out the way, we're going to take a quick break. And then when I get back, we're going to play a little bit of Mario Odyssey. So stay tuned for that. All right, y'all, we back. We're just trying to get set up here. Just play some freaking games, man. Also, proud to announce 0 drop frames. I don't want to jinx myself, but man, 0 drop frames. I am so happy to see that. Can't believe it. Just one tick of a box in your settings, all of a sudden, you got it. So, there's some things you can do here. I've already went over through the rocket. There's some areas that I may have not gone to. Okay, he's in a hurry, so let's just go ahead and do that. The Odyssey needs 10 more moons. Okay, so we ain't ready yet. We gotta collect some more moons. 10? Ugh. Oh, don't get wrecked. There we go. I know there's some stuff that goes on down there. Look, there's one under him. Look at that. Nice. Cool. Let's not suffer. Welcome aboard. Okay, you can get some stuff for some clamps. Yeah, I'll buy it. Why not? So we got a few minutes. We'll play this and I'll take a break because, you know, brother's got to eat. Might as well change now. Cool. So we already got that moon. Oh yeah, there's something in there too. There's a checkpoint right here. Glass Palace. Oh yeah. I figure, okay, alright. Maybe you can't climb up that. Wouldn't that be nice if you could? Maybe you can? You can't. It's a good idea though. How can we get up there? Maybe it's underground. It is indeed underground. Okay, so these are enemies you don't want to mess with. I'm gonna get killed, bro. A moon. Cool. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's some tunnels over there. They can take you places. I'm being bugged right now. Not necessarily bugged, but being reminded that food might be ready. Wasting all those texts. So, it's break time. We'll be right back.